I'm going to share this with you guys because I feel like there might be a complementary consciousness that can perceive what I'm about to say. I spent a little bit of time with an infant, maybe 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. I'm very intentional about connecting to other forms of consciousness. Not even 6 months old yet, they are very much aware of their surroundings. The majority of people don't realize this. They have to retreat back in a form of reality when dealing with people who, like adults, and people who are older because they're not able to commune with them on a level of recognition. Not even 30 minutes with this infant, and I'm looking the infant in his face. And he recognizes that I can see him, and we start communing with and without words, right? But what I like to do is travel through the consciousness of that individual, that obviously in this moment, the infant, teaching and directing in higher forms of consciousness. I took him into nature because when you're with nature, you're able to connect to your origins, spiritually, physically, all of that, ancestrally. So when you're with nature and you hear the sounds and you're tuning into that energy, all of these other frequencies kind of come in and out of you that you recognize, that you have emotional reactions to. You have mental stimulation and calculations going on, all of that. So I took him out in nature, and I was very intentional about our eye contact. And I can watch how his mind travels in his consciousness while he is perceiving his environment, while he is perceiving his emotions to his environment, while he is calculating the things that are going on in his mind. I'm watching and I'm traveling with him. This is a talent, okay? And so I'm sharing this with you guys because not everybody could do this. And for a long time, I've been ostracized or called weird for being able to connect with certain things on a different level. And anyway, he's looking at me. And for a moment, I saw him recognize the mother energy in me. And I'm not just talking about the fact that I'm a mother, the matriarchal divinity of me, and how I resemble the matriarchal divinity of all of the other women that came before me, and how he was sitting in the presence of that. And instead of being in the environment of Western society and television and foods that are not good for you and people who you really can't commune with because they can't consciously perceive you, he's outside of that now. And now he's connected to nature and his matriarchal divinity. And I saw him recognize that in me. And I saw him break down emotionally. Because a consciousness is not bound to its age. In fact, it's its eldest when it first comes into its physical bodies. Infants are closest to their origin, their source origin in consciousness, because they haven't been adulterated or mentally and psychologically taken advantage of yet. They can still recognize source and spiritual aspects of life. So I saw him start to emotionally break down because he felt connected to his origins. And I'm coaching him, like, I'm patting him, don't worry about it. It happens. I understand. It's fine. It happens. Because you have to do this because it actually does happen. If you are connected to your consciousness throughout the time span of your life, you will have moments of inner recognition, and that will bring up emotional traumas, uncertainties, questions, like all of the things. When you come into this realm, you forget. There is a forgetfulness that happens. So when you remember, that can be very emotional. And I was just so happy to have gone through that with him. He started crying, but it wasn't like like I want a bottle. No, it's like my heart. What's going on? It was so very. This is not the first time this has happened for me, but it was so very so very satisfying, because it was confirmation of the fact that, one, I'm able to commune. Two, they are able to perceive. And three, at an infantile state, if we want to, we can intentionally make aware the consciousnesses of the beings that come into this realm. And I believe that a long time ago, in ancient times, when we were aware of this, we had ceremonies where we were very intentional about bringing the consciousness to awareness of this realm and what there is to come, and how they can and should commune with their community and their ancestors and their mothers and their fathers and everything. So I was so elated to have that experience. And what the reason I wanted to bring it up is because I was walking and I was thinking about the fact that now, like when he started crying, and I kind of, coached him to calmness. I took him to his dad. Dad gave him kisses or whatever. And then after that moment, every time he saw me, because prior to this interaction, he would see me and he would smile and just be like so in awe and in love and stuff, right? But now, when he sees me, I can tell he does a quick eye reversion. Like he'll look away real quick. And it's because his consciousness and his heart energy is aware of the energy that I bring to communing with me. And I don't think that he is emotionally and consciously ready to dive again. So now when he sees me, he don't really want to hold eye contact. But however, before, we used to be gazing into each other's eyes and stuff. So I say all of this to say that not everybody, no matter their age, is ready for awakenings or awareness. And you can tell because they have the choice. They have the choice to embark upon that journey. And if they do not want to, then you will see their body and their mind and their psyche respond to the invitation, and then you'll be able to see them either accept or reject. And so far, he's been rejecting. He wants to remain in the background of his life experiences where he's just fed his bottle. And, because consciousness comes with a responsibility, kind of like Dick Gregory said. Once those glasses are put on, once you've been given sight, you cannot forget, you can't remove them. So it was just such a beautiful thing to experience.